From homicides to bank robberies, even kidnappings, the state police major crime investigations run the gamut.
Yeah, they can be called in to assist local and federal agencies as well. You may have seen their crime van at scenes, but we were curious. We wanted to get an inside look at what happens once it arrives.
That's right. NBC Connecticut's Jamie Ratliff got an exclusive look inside. She joins us more on the amazing technology. Jamie.
Yeah, Mike, Keisha, here's an example of some of the work they do. This is actually a couch. Looking at it in daylight, you wouldn't be able to see anything, but spraying a specific chemical on it and then turning off the lights, you can see this light blue here that's luminescing. That's actually blood, and that tells investigators that a crime was committed there. State Police Major Crimes has 3 districts, Eastern, Central, and Western, each with their own crime van to process scenes. And we spent time today with Central.
This is our home away from home.
For CSP Central District Major Crime Squad, this van holds everything they need to process a crime scene.
They make a chemical that will make blood luminesce. These are what we use to swab DNA.
But before any of this, there's the waiting. Most times a search warrant needs to come first, and then documenting begins.
We'll document it with photography, 2 sets of photography, and also video. We do the whole crime scene.
After that, detectives comb through the scene looking for evidence they may not even be able to see.
This was not visible to the naked eye, and once we sprayed it, we were able to come up, as you can see, with these shoe sole patterns, which was very crucial to finding the person responsible for it, because they still had the shoes on.
Sergeant Ralph Soda says spraying a certain chemical that reacts with iron in blood helps them find those trace amounts without affecting the DNA. The dark spot in this photo is blood investigators could see. A spray of that solution revealed the rest. Patience and an eye for detail are key working here.
The first piece of evidence we had was the gun. We were able to bring the gun back inside the van, and upon further examination, you can see a fiber from the hat inside of the end of the gun. So it shows that that gun was fired at close range and actually came in contact with the hat.
Because anything could be evidence, detectives have to be careful about what they bring into a scene, which is why foot coverings and gloves are constant companions. And technology is playing a big role when it comes to putting the pieces together. Detective Christopher Myers showed us this portable device that can extract information from electronics.
We can connect the dots. We can prove they had the phone at that time and that they were in that location. And it's an unbelievable interview tool to be able to use that.
And the pattern of a blood spatter can tell a lot. This is an example of what a gun might create. Sergeant Soda says it can give investigators a good indication of what transpired and where. While the tools inside this crime van are critical, good detective work and long hours are what will bring a case to a close. And Sergeant Soda says right now they're working about 22 cases, so the investigation, of course, continues well after they leave a scene. Mike and Keisha.
And Jamie, it's fascinating, but what does come after processing a scene? This is a behind-the-scenes look that we just don't get.
Yeah, so some of those items will go to a forensic lab. We're talking about fingerprinting, DNA. You know, Sergeant Soda told me, as an example, also for documentation, for paperwork, that's when it begins for detectives. So crime scene photographers, they may take 300 to 500 pictures in a crime scene. Each one of those photos will need to be documented. They'll have to write a paragraph describing it, giving it context. All of that needs to be documented to make a really solid case here.
Extensive work.
You can understand why it takes so long to get a case like that figured out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie.